Hi everybody, this is Kai from Jessica Flavor Company, and today I just want to answer a huge question that came into my Instagram, and it was, how do I start selling my product? And I was like, okay, like this could either be, a helpful video or a very, 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 very long stream of texts. So I was like, let me put the video out there. That way, other people that had that question, because I had that same question 3.5 years ago, and people were kind of saying, "Oh, well, just look here," and I don't know, and it was really not, a lot of like information that was easy to find. It was like, you know, this untapped, thing that you really had to like, knock 3 times on something to find the answer. So it was just in the beginning it was a little discouraging trying to find different ways to kind of get my product out there. So I wrote some notes. I try to stay on track and keep this video from being really long. So you want to start selling. You have a product, you bake, you make crafts, you make jewelry, you're a painter, you're a photographer, whatever. You want to start selling your product. So there's a few ways that I have listed here that you can actually start selling. It doesn't have to be a website or anything like that, that you spend a whole bunch of money building right away. Farmers markets, trade shows, pop-up shops, events, festivals. I find that the benefit of the farmers markets and the trade shows specifically, and even events like local events, because it's a cheaper way to test your market, the farmers market and like local shops and things like that. Farmers markets usually like $40, some are like $55. So, you can get your product in front of people quicker. You can start generating cash quicker, and you could start getting that word of mouth client a little bit quicker than on a website in the beginning. Okay. So that was what I wanted to do. I really wanted an inexpensive way to kind of test my product to see if people would actually buy it. So, how do you find farmers markets and local events and things? So you can go online. There's one website like Eventbrite. That was a big one. A lot of people still use that. You just kind of type in your zip code area, see what shops or what local events happening, what pop-up shops are happening. Any event in your area will be there, unless it's a much smaller event. And what you can do is contact that event, and sometimes it'll say right there, local vendors contact here. If you're interested in being a vendor, call this number. So those things will be listed in there. But then, sometimes there isn't any event that month, but you really want to get your product out there. So go and find a local farmers market. Just walk in there and see, because sometimes if it's a smaller market, they may not list on, things like that, or like farmers market websites or things like that. So go and walk around, buy some stuff from the vendors and see if you can, ask them, okay, who's running the farmers market? And they may just say, okay, she's right there, or there could be an information booth, and you could talk to them there and ask them, what's the process of getting my products into the farmers market? And they'll tell you everything you need to know. They'll say, well, if the season is over now, but we could put you in the pool for next season. We have we don't have any space, but we do have a little a side event like a strawberry festival that we're looking for extra vendors to fill. So don't get discouraged at, you know, the first, well, it's the end of the season, you're not doing anything. Still, get your name in the pool, start the application process, get yourself in their list of vendors. And then also, a lot of people think that farmers markets are only in the summer. They're not. Like, there's fall markets, there's winter markets, there's Christmas markets, there's, you know, Easter shows. There's lots of different things that your local community could be doing. You know, they may list it on their own website for your town. They may have things just kind of posted on local like news boards and things like that. And I've even seen them on my local news advertising things about what events are coming up. And another way to find events for vendors is look at your local convention center. Just go to their website. My very first event, believe it or not, was a deer hunting show. And I was like, people, you know, they like their deer season too. So I went on there, looked up all the requirements for the event. I signed up, waited to see if I had a spot, and I got a spot. It was my first real show all by myself. Like, I was like, okay, no one telling me how to do this show, no one telling me what supplies I needed, no one telling me anything. Like, I had to really put this together and kind of figure it out. And it was a long show. Oh my goodness, it was a whole weekend, and it was 9 to 5. Yeah, that was rough. But I'll do a separate video on actually how to start preparing for these shows and events and things like that. But yeah, it was pretty tough. But you know, the events, sometimes if you look at it, it's like they're like $500. Some of them are like $600. Some are even more than that. But I mean, you're going to make that back. You know, I mean, depending on, you know, your setup and how you pull clients in and things like that, you have the ability at that one show that weekend to make a killing. I'm telling you. So it's an investment. It's an investment, but you know, get your cars out there, getting your people out there to start pushing your product, your customers to start talking about your product. That's what you need. You can't look at the market fees as like, oh, what if I don't make any money? What if it's marketing as well as selling. Local farmers markets, it's like $40, $50 per market. Some are less expensive, some are free, some are really expensive. It was like $100, you know, per show, you know, per event. But you know, at the end of the day, you're going to make money. You're going to make money, and that's what you have to think about it as in its marketing, right? It's inexpensive marketing if you think it like that. You're not, you know, paying for clicks. You're not paying constant ads to run, which that creeps up really fast. But markets, if your product is good, word of mouth is going to start spreading, and that's your marketing, right? People are going to tell their friends, their sisters, "Ooh, what you cooked, and that was really good. Like, come and, you know, here, I'll buy it for you for a gift. It's Christmas time. I know I'm going to get this for that person." So it's marketing, and it's that real word of mouth that you want. Those people that are going to give you really good reviews on your Facebook page or your Instagram page or Yelp or whatever you have, those are your people that are going to give you those really good reviews. You're going to get some good reviews from online, you know, but those real passionate ones are the ones that see you face to face, the ones that can really connect with you, and they're like, you know, I really like your product. I come back, she's there, you know, she's making the stuff, this, that. Those connections are the ones that's going to give you those reviews that's going to really pull in people. Um, okay, so other point is why farmers markets, or why do these trade shows? And the biggest reason, like I said, is market testing. You want to test your product. You don't want to just jump into something huge and not really know if you have something, not really know if your packaging is good, if it's if it's going to sell this way, if it's going to sit well on a shelf, if it's going to deliver well, anything like that that you can kind of tweak out. Your customers will let you know. You know, if they are constantly passing you by, maybe your labeling needs to be updated a little bit. Um, if they're picking it up and they're kind of like, and they're putting it down, maybe your packaging needs to be updated a little bit. So those little things that you can work out at a market, and it's not as cutthroat as you going straight to Atlanta for like a giant show, and you have a new lip gloss line, and it's really small, you're brand new, but then someone makes some order that's outlandish, like I need 50,000, and you're like, okay, yes, that means your product is good and they like it, but can you afford that right now to push out 50,000? So you have to think about that. Let's do these local shows, get some money, so that when you get that giant order, you can fill that order. You need money at the end of the day, and borrowing it, if you can, hey. But a lot of people can't. A lot of people can't just walk up to somebody, their family member or whatever, and say, you know what, I need $15,000 to fill this order. They're gonna be like, to fill what? You know what I mean? You might have somebody here, take it, right? I believe in you. That's great. But these this sun, the sun just like rose like literally right in front of me. I was like, I can't even see the phone. There we go. So, you may have somebody that can give you that money, but you might not. So these local farmers markets are just a really good way to start making money and supporting your crafts right away. And then you start stacking that money, right? And then it's like, okay, now I have money to go to these shows, because some of these trade shows are like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to go, and to spend that and then get some massive order that you might be able to fill. It's a little much first thing in the beginning, right? So go for local, go for small right away, and start stacking your money. And it's good. Someone, if you have your side hustle and you have a separate job or whatever, that's good. Start putting your money aside to start supporting your business and start to build your business. So when it is time for you to really jump into these major trade shows, you can fill an order. My very first time going to Atlanta, I had spent 4 months stocking and stocking and stocking product, like 4 months straight, just packaging product. I had so much product, and I was able to fill orders like right away. But that took time. That took a lot of preparation. So yeah, those things, we break down getting ready for trade shows in another video. A lot of preparation goes into these shows, but farmers markets, the preparation is a little bit less heavy and it's a little bit more doable. So starting there is a huge benefit for your business and getting yourself out there, and start generating money now. Start selling your product right now, right? Even if you get 1, 2, 15 sales that one market, that's okay. Go back. Keep going back. People are going to start seeing you. They're going to start saying, hey, how you doing? Oh, I loved it. It was great. I brought a friend. And like I said, those are the reviews that are going to make people come back. Those are the reviews. Here, can you put that on my Facebook page? Can you put that on my Instagram? Can you say that? Can you tag me to, your picture that you did? Can you, if you hung my artwork up, can you take a picture of it? Those talking to people is how you're going to grow your business really fast locally, right? So what do you do when you find these markets and stuff, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to try this one. So once you find the market that you want, contact them and get their application. And whatever process they have, make sure you have your LLC, because, or some type of sole proprietor, whatever, something that makes you a legitimate company, business, so that they can have something on paper when you fill out your business, your address and everything, because they're going to ask you some background information of your business, and then they're going to want to know what you sell. They may want pictures. Some people actually want samples of your things, so send them the way it's going to be packaged, exactly what you are going to be selling. You don't have to put your whole spread out. If you have like 15 SKUs, 1 or 2 items, something that's really nice, that would kind of pull them in, and then make sure you have all your permits and your licenses and things like that. They're gonna need to know that, and then we'll go deeper into that later. But having those protections for yourself, especially if you're selling food products, you're going to need some type of permit, some type of license, something for your town. Could be cottage law, but you need to see what your state allows you to do and what your state allows you to sell. And sometimes they have a cap on money, like, okay, if you're making more than this, then sorry, honey, you are not cottage law anymore. So we'll have to, dig through that, and your town specifically will be able to tell you if you're cottage law or not. My kids are starting to wake up and they're staring at me outside like, what is she doing? They're hungry, clearly. Okay, so right now that's all I have on my list, and I really hope that helps you. I hope that this at least gets you ready to jump out there and push your product, and I wish you well. Like, I hope this works out for you, and that it just brings you joy. Like, I love it. I love seeing my people. I love when they come up and they they tell me, oh my goodness, I made baked chicken. I remember this one lady, the best story like ever. I always tell people because it was so great. She was like, I used that original seasoning and I put it just on my chicken and did everything I normally do, and my kids looked at me like I loved them. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, they just, oh my God, they just really thought I loved them. Just like, it was so good. It had never been that good before. And I was like, wow, I felt really happy about that. The geese police. So yeah, so those good stories are really what help keep you going. So that local market is very important. Now, if you live in a really, really tiny small town and you don't have a lot of people, you may have to look at markets further out. Look really go to your bigger towns, you're gonna have to drive. You may have to drive a little bit. You know, there's some people I work that are at my farmers market that I go to all the time. They live in like the sticks, and they come all the way to Birmingham to do markets every week because that's what you gotta go where the money is. You gotta go where the people are. And so that's how you're gonna grow your business locally and small. And you'll grow, and because your business is not a sprint, right? You're in this for a long haul. So enjoy the ride, you know? Just enjoy it and take your time and get it right. All right? So good luck, and I wish you the best.